I feel like they're shagging behind the cameras. Hello everyone and Merry Almost Christmas. Now a couple of years ago I decided to venture in the world of Troom Troom and I did some of their Christmas life hacks which definitely weren't life hacks at all. If I remember rightly, it consisted of me sticking baubles to my face. Why does Troom Troom recommend this? It's a terrible idea. Why am I doing it for? It's a terrible idea. So today I thought I would dip my toe back into Troom Troom and try 10 fun DIY Christmas school supplies. You know, for all you whippersnappers out there, you might need some new Christmas school supplies for when you get back and, you know, show off to all your friends. I know what yous do. I don't actually even have any young people who watch my videos, so it seems pretty redundant to do this, but... well, I've decided to do it. Okay, let's see what Christmas school supply crafts we're going to be making first. Such a mouthful.
Everyone is obsessed with Christmas. There are Christmas decorations everywhere, and there's a present for Ben in his locker. It's a Christmas tree for school supplies. Cut pieces for a Christmas tree out of glittery foam paper. Also cut layers out of regular foam paper. Hot glue the details to make a tree. Cut ornaments out of foam paper to be pockets. Attach them to the tree. Decorate them with paint liner. Add highlights with acrylic paint. Add bead strings onto the tree. Poke holes in the foam paper and put in a string of lights. Add a glittery foam paper star on top. A Christmas tree in my locker is the last thing I need. I hope there won't be any more holiday surprises.
Okay, so I guess we're making a little calendar thing. I don't really... well, I don't see that as being a school supply. It's just a decoration. And also, the one thing I find very weird, and it makes me a little bit uncomfortable as well, is the fact that the people who are acting in Troom Troom, these grown-ass people, are pretending that they're like young or something. There's just something about Troom Troom and these kind of channels. There's something like weirdly off. It's just a very odd experience to watch them.
Can you stop it?
Okay, so let's try and make this little calendar. Also, I will say, I wrote like a list of materials I needed for all these crafts that I'm going to be trying. And for some reason, I haven't bought like all of them, or I've bought the wrong things. I don't know what's going on. I've had like a complete brain fart. So my little crafts, my little Christmas back to school crafts, might look a little bit different to Troom Troom's, but it's because, well, I don't know, I must have been half asleep when I bought the stuff. Anyway, let's have a little look. What am I doing first? So I need to cut some bits from glittery foam paper, and this paper is in fact just regular glitter paper. It's not foam paper. I could have sworn I bought like proper glittery foam paper, but I didn't. Honestly, I must have been drunk. I'm not going to make a stencil or anything. Like, who cares? I keep going back to the video as well, making sure I'm doing everything right. As if I care. As if I honestly care. I'm taking this far too seriously. Okay, I think that, what do we think? Does that look like a tree? It kind of looks like a tree. So I need some foam paper now. And this stuff is actually foam paper. I've got this bit right. And we're just adding basically some little layers onto here. The issue I've had as well with these bits of paper, I bought them thinking they were going to be A4 size, and they're not. They're this size. So now, they don't fit along the thing. I'm going to have to do it in bits. Oh, mine's going to be the most half-assed thing you've ever seen in your life. I'm just pre-warning you now. But it's not my fault. They've sent us the wrong stuff. Okay, I think that'll do. So now we just glue all of this together. This is a lot of work and a lot of effort for something that I don't think it's going to look very good. So we just add a bit of glue to this and assemble our little Christmas tree. Oh, actually, to be fair, that doesn't look too bad the way I've done it. Like that bit here, it was a mistake, but if you look at that, it's added a little bit more texture. I think I've made it better. Not intentionally, but I think I've made it better. Not that it matters. Why am I talking about it as if anyone cares? Or as if this is important. Oh, I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm losing my bloody mind. I really do. It's this year. Don't we think this year's been like weird and shitty? And I feel like my mind is just going to mush. And it doesn't help that I'm doing Troom Troom stuff. Like, imagine being high as a kite and watching Troom Troom, or like trying to make the stuff that they're making. That would be a good challenge, wouldn't it? I wouldn't be allowed to do that, I don't think. I would get in trouble. I could do it drunk, but well, no, I couldn't do it drunk. I can barely function when I'm drunk. Oh! Okay, gorgeous. I've got 3 bits of Christmas tree. Did they glue these together first? Yes, they glued all this together. So now I need to make some little pockets with some more foam, and they went for purple, so I'll just do as I'm told. It's going to be very small pockets, aren't they? think I've run out of the colour I need. I'm just gonna have to have some random blue ones. Right, that can go there. Okay, so I glue these on. That's fine, I can do that. Okay, some little pockets / Christmas decorations stuck onto my little tree. Although this is an easy craft project, it's taken absolutely ages to make. Okay, so now it wants some beads stuck on. That's fine, I can do that. Oh, also, I will say, I just recently received a comment from someone on one of my videos the other day. Well, it was yesterday, so it's on my mind. And this person, I'm not going to mention the name or show you the comment or anything like that, but it was a very kind of serious comment, taking everything that I do on the channel very seriously. And I just wanted to say that if you think that the stuff I do on this channel, and this kind of channel as a whole, and anything I say on here, for the most part, is like super duper, ridiculously serious, and I kind of mean everything I say, then you're completely wrong, and you're in the wrong place if you take yourself too seriously. I did reply back to this person. I really wanted to kind of tell them to, you know, piss off, but I was very diplomatic about it. So yeah, I think people I just think they need to chill a bit. I think a lot of the time it's actually lost in translation. I don't think some people understand that British people, we share kind of a similar sense of humour to Canadians and Australians and New Zealanders, and it's a very dry, gritty, almost kind of like depressive, harsh kind of humour. And I think some people from some countries, and I'm not going to say which ones, they struggle sometimes with that. But just know, if I'm saying something, I'm usually just being sarcastic, I'm usually just being an ass. It doesn't mean anything, it's not like super duper serious. I think the majority of my followers understand that and get that, but it's just this one person I was like, like get a life, man. Like for example, that person will have come to this video expecting proper crafts that I need to know for when I'm never ever going to go back to school, but in case I do go back to school, I'm going to need these Christmas crafts from Troom Troom. And it's like, no you're not, shut up. I get irritated, but I can't help it. Sometimes people just know how to push my buttons. Right, now I need a little star on the top, and I didn't get any different coloured glitter paper, did I? I'll just have to use, I can't use regular foam paper. I'm just wondering, do I have any glitter paper anywhere in the studio? I must do. Oh, I do. Okay, I found some silver glitter foam paper, which I didn't buy, I just randomly had. Now I need to cut a star out, and I'm not very good at stars. Oh, look at that. Look at the state of that. That's I can't put that on. Try again. To be fair, that one's not much better, but it's gonna have to do. So now I need to add some little Christmas lights to this tree. There's a lot of stuff that goes on this, isn't there? Oh, how many's in here? Oh, how many have I bought? Oh, I got 4. No way. I didn't realise I bought a 4-pack. Okay, let's check to make sure these work. Oh yeah, they work. Good. Okay, so I'm supposed to just stab holes in this and then thread my lights through. I don't understand how they got there so perfect looking. That's another thing I struggle with, like Troom Troom and 5-minute crafts and stuff. The lack of instructions is unreal. So I've done that. What did they do with their battery pack?
Start on top. I hope on top.
Okay, they didn't say. I assume I'm just gonna hot glue this to the back of here. I've just realised they hot glued their battery pack, which is a massive battery pack by the way, to the inside of their locker. I think that's a bit extreme. But anyway, this is what theirs looks like. And this is my version. I don't think I've done too bad. I think it looks similar to what they've done. When you're ready for school, you can hang this in your locker. You can put your little supplies in there and then just take them out when you need them. Fantastic. I didn't have lockers when I was at school, and I didn't have lockers when I was in college or uni or anything. We didn't really have anything for our stuff. I don't know, what did we do with our stuff? I think we just put our stuff in a bag and chucked it under the table. I don't think we had like a safe storage place for any of our stuff. What did we do? No, everything was just in our backpack and we just slung it on the floor somewhere. But if I did have a locker, I would happily hang this up and I'd make all the other students jealous. Just kidding. They would literally beat the shit out of me if I hung this up on my locker and said, oh, I made a Christmas tree. I'd get beat up. I would get so beat up. At school, I was already trying to avoid people as much as possible and bring as little attention to myself as possible so I didn't get beat up. If I had this in my locker, just a massive target on my back. Wouldn't go down well at all, but I went to a very rough school. Okay, let's see what we're going to be making next.
Phew! Thanks, Santa! I found a living being! Quiet! I'm an honor-
By the way, if you're wondering what this is all about, this guy is now in like a dream sequence. If you want to fully understand this video because it's just so weird, then, you know, go watch Troom Troom's full video on it. I can't imagine you'd want to, but if you do, then feel free to enjoy it.
Take the labels off crayons and cut them to be the right size. Attach new printed labels with tape. Hot glue the crayons vertically to the cap of a ball
Why? Why attach new labels? Why remove the label to attach another label that says crayon? What's the point? I'm not doing that.
a ball-shaped jar. Add more hot glue and sprinkle it with glitter. Put glitter and beads into the jar. Pour in glycerin and close the jar. Melt red and green crayons. Pour them into a silicone mold. Let it solidify. Use double-sided tape to attach the snow globe to the crayons. Decorate the cap with glittery tape.
Okay, so I guess we're going to be making a snow globe, and I'm going to be making some adjustments because some of the stuff in that just doesn't make any sense at all.
This snow globe can do a lot.
Okay, so I've got my little jar thing here, and to be fair, I think that's actually quite a cool little idea. Buy one of these to make a little snow globe. Obviously don't make the one that they're making because it's just an awful idea, but these would make like a pretty decent little snow globe, like a proper serious one. But this is Troom Troom, so I have to do Troom Troom stuff, which consists of cutting crayons in half and sticking them to the bottom of here. And again, I'm not making extra labels for them because I just find it completely pointless. Okay, now hot glue these to the bottom of here. And then we add some more hot glue on the bottom. And then we sprinkle glitter over. Easy peasy. And then some glitter and beads into here. I don't know how much I'm supposed to put in, but I'll just go crazy. I've realised as well, one of my glitters in this bag has burst open and there's glitter all over the place. And then you know what, we'll stick some pony beads in as well. And then I don't know whether you can remember, but I think it was last Christmas, during a Christmas Blind Pinterest challenge episode, I tried to make a snow globe and I used water. Oh, in fact, I think I've still got it. I do. This is it here. It looks pretty rancid if I'm honest with you. I don't think the tree's even glued to it anymore. Imagine that water will be filthy. And obviously that wasn't the right thing to use. And I think a lot of yous even said use glycerin. So I've got some glycerin here and that's what Troom Troom recommends. So I'll add some of this into here. I'm not entirely sure what glycerin is. Is it just like, oh, well, it says vegetable glycerin, so I assume it's just some sort of oil. Okay, so then just add our little crayon monument. Look at the state of that. So we're adding this into our little snow globe. There'll be so much glitter that falls off. Honestly, this is definitely a better snow globe than what I made. It feels more like a snow globe. So that's kind of cute. It's just a shame that like it's got crayons in it and stuff, but it's not a bad little idea. Now I know in their video they melted some crayons to add as a base so that you could draw with your snow globe. I'm not doing that because I think it's the most stupid idea ever. Because the thing is, that's going to end up being the base and you're going to have like just a chunk of uncovered crayon, and then wherever this goes there's going to be crayon all over the place. So I'm not doing that, but I've made a lovely little snow globe with some random crayons inside. I suppose you could take this to school and show your teacher or something. The teacher would probably beat you up, to be fair. Okay, I think I've only got one more Troom Troom Christmas art supply thing in us that I can handle, so let's see what we're going to be making.
You still have to glue your faith in this magical holiday. Put bright Christmas pictures together and glue them with this snowy glue stick. Cut a snowflake out of a glue stick. Dip it into glitter. Attach a Christmas label to the tube. Decorate the cap with a snowflake.
Why?
Your time starts now. A snowflake glue stick?
Okay, so we're going to be making a glitter glue stick snowflake thing. And I'm just saying as well, does anyone feel like a homoerotic energy from them two in this scene? I feel like they're shagging behind the cameras. And you know what? I'm kind of here for it. Good for them.
The queen of the holidays.
Okay, so I'm just going to be ruining a perfectly fine glue stick. This is surprisingly trickier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, I don't think my snowflake looks particularly great. So now we just dump out some blue glitter. And then turn this into a glitter glue stick. Okay, there we go. It looks a bit more like a flower than a snowflake, but never mind. And in the rest of that video, they kind of glue this thing together and it's, I don't know, it just doesn't really make any sense on what they're doing. But I just want to see if this actually works as like a snowflake stamp or something. Like what the purpose of it is. Oh, it doesn't really Doesn't do anything. It's just literally, it just turns it into a messy glue stick, and then it doesn't last very long because after literally one use, your snowflake's smushed and all the glitter's everywhere. Absolutely crap idea. You're just wasting a glue stick. Well, I think that's definitely all the Christmas Troom Troom stuff I can handle for today. As per usual, they've all been pretty awful ideas. I'm not surprised at all. The rest of the ideas in this video, in the full video, are just as bad, if not worse, by the way. But if by chance there are any younger people watching this video, which I don't think there will be, but if there is, let me know if you'll use any of these Christmas back to school art supplies when you go back to school after Christmas. I can't imagine you will, and I'd be shocked if anyone said they would, but you know, don't know what kids like these days. And if you enjoyed these back to school Christmas crafts, then you know, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week for some hopefully way better proper Christmas crafts. I need some proper ones to get my hands stuck into. Hands? Is it hands or feet? Get your feet stuck into? Or is it not hands or feet? Let me Google it. It's get your hands dirty. Get my hands stuck in. Where did that come from? Have I combined two? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going crazy. It's Troom Troom. I'm blaming Troom Troom. You've turned my brain to mush.